Got to feed my cat and the other ones as well. So that's one of the kid, and then the other one's camouflaged, right? This one's orange for some reason, compared to the other gray and blacks. How camouflaged that one is. Anyways, all right, guys. So it's Saturday, and before I get started on working on this engine bay, let me show you a better look here. It's pretty clean. Well, it's not a better look, but anyways, so what I got to do right now is I sold my door panels, so I got to pull them off. They're really clean. They're gray. I sold these to a buddy of mine from Santa Maria. So a buddy is going to come by and pick it up, and he's going to deliver it to him out there. So I got to pull that off real quick. No sweats. I got some new door panels. I don't know if you can see it right there in a plastic bag. That's the Beagle door panels, and this box right here has the power window, power lock setup. So I'm going to be converting to power window, power locks in the wagon. So I'm selling those. And I've never had the back seats, but if you can see right there, I also have the Beagle back seats now to match my front seats. And so yeah, I got to pull that out real quick. And another thing I'm going to be doing is, since I pulled the AC out, I have an AC right here on the K. I got to take this out, take this belt, measure, go to the parts store and try to get a shorter belt, so I'm not running the AC dry by leaving it on there. So that's what I'm going to do today. Prep the engine a little bit more, get the bay, get the wire pulled inside, get the mounts aligned, and probably weld it today too. I'm not 100% sure, but I do want to at least try, if possible, get the motor in the bay. So that's gonna be today's video. So I'm about to head to AutoZone right now, and hopefully try to find another belt. You can see here that's about 10 inches, and I need about 10 inches shorter to eliminate the AC. And hopefully they got a belt that will match somewhat close to this. All right, guys, so what I got going on here is I'm trying to eliminate the AC compressor off the engine itself, because I don't want to run it without the AC hooked up, because it'll run dry and it can mess up the compressor, the clutch itself, or whatever. But as you can see, this is the EE2 Engineering Supercharged belt, and it's about 10 on each side, so plus minus 20 inches I needed to shave off this belt in order to eliminate that. I know it's kind of dark in here, but let's see, it's really dark. But so I got the belt on here, you know, down here, and I tightened this tensioner as tight as I could. I still had a little bit of slack on it. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna space the alternator out and try to see if I can pull that belt a little bit tighter, and then tension the tensioner. Since I don't have any spacers or anything I don't have anything on hand, I took some washers and I tagged them together. There's 4 on there. I put 4 of them together. I welded them together, and then I took my drilled them out like so, and now it fits over the 12 millimeter. There's 3 bolts for the alternator, so I'm gonna space the alternator out right now and try to see if I can get that belt retention a little bit more. So you can see inside there my little custom spacer. Damn it, there it is. And then the other 2 are down here somewhere. Oh, right there. It spaced it out, not enough. I could add more washers and see if it'll pull it out more. This is completely maxed. I can't. Sorry for the blurriness. Try and get it focused here. So I can't get it any more tighter on the belt. It's somewhat. It still has about a little over half an inch. My wagon is a little bit tighter than this. I'm not sure if this will slip or make noises or whatever, but it seems to. So I can't turn the alternator. So this may or may not work. I'm gonna sit on this for a little bit. Maybe if I should add more washers or if this will be okay. But does have some slack, and I'm just thinking logically here that if all this was running, it'll tighten itself up. I don't know, but AC's out, and this is how I'm gonna route the serpentine belt for the supercharger setup. Part number from AutoZone 7PK1550, or is it 50706010? I don't know, but that's what I'm using. Supercharger from CT Engineering. No power steering, no AC. All-wheel drive, baby. Transfer case, transfer diff, transfer drive shaft, whatever the fuck you want to call that, but that is a ZRV transmission. Anywho, this is a Z3 motor, Z3 supercharger, and I can't use the 07 Civic Si throttle body because it has a drive-by-wire system on it, and the pedal in that car is electronically, you know, whatever the fuck this is. This obviously has no throttle, butterfly, whatever the fuck. Anywho, so this is a RSX Type S throttle body I acquired on Facebook. Forgot who I got it from, but he hooked me up. Great price, shipping, and it's already been converted to a single butterfly valve, no cruise control. So, gotta come up with a throttle cable bracket. But bolt doesn't line up as far as the pattern. Only two does. Bottom right there, and the top one lines up, which you just saw. I'm taking out that bolt now, just now. That one does not line up at all. And this one on the bottom, I'm gonna tap it with a time start kit because I have enough lip in the back side of it to put a time start, and drilling it to not really get inside the supercharger. This one is cutting it real close right there, so I'm gonna time start that hole so I can have 3 bolts on rather than just a 2, and run this Type S throttle body. And also needed it because he had the IAC on the bottom, and the Z3 has a built-in one which didn't have a plug for me to plug into, and this one came with all the sensors, so lucky for that. Alright, time start kit. You use this drill bit right here to drill out that hole. After you found the center, you take the tap, then you tap that hole right there. Right after you tap that hole, time start inserted to the inserter. And don't forget some Loctite. So I'm gonna toss some Loctite on here real quick. Doesn't need much. So I'm actually gonna put this on the drill real quick. Give me a second. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Oh, I forgot that you're supposed to use this other one right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's tapered. It tapers the hole so that way the time start can sit flush. Right? See how it tapers the hole? Sorry. It tapers that hole so that way that time start can sit all the way in there and sit flush. So now the time start is in it. And I'm gonna drill it a few times, make sure it's nicely seated in there. And there, fucking blurriness. There should be good to thread in a 12 mil. Damn, son. Anywho, I'm hoping I found the center of that hole, that bottom hole, so that way I can ensure that that time cert is straight. So, just give it a shot. 12 mil here. Put that on the bottom here. If I can try to find it. Where is it at? I think it's going into the other hole. Fuck my life. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but bolt 1, bolt 2, nut 3, 3 nuts, busted 3 nuts. What the fuck? 3, boom. Just this one's not on. Doesn't even line up. But yeah, should be ready to go in the car. I just playing. I gotta weld the mount on. So as you can see, I used a flat disc. I think it's a 60 grit, 40 grit, to grind down as much of the rust as possible. And I don't know if there's supposed to be a gap there, but it's flushed on the bottom. There's a gap right there in the middle as well. You can see it right down here. You can't really get it to focus. But anyways, it's bolted down. I'm gonna see if I can try to scoot this more. I'm gonna try to loosen this up and see if I can scoot it in more. Bolt it down. This bolt right here, if you're gonna leave the bolt in like I did on my wagon, cut that bolt in half, because I had to put my motor out about four times to keep trimming this bolt in half, because it interfered with one of the pulleys when the engine was in. So cut it now. But definitely going to try to get it to weld. I'm gonna use a permanent marker to mark the outline of this mount, so I can grind down the bare metal and weld the shit out of it, and then cut that bolt in half, clean that up, mix up some Laguna Gold still have from my last wagon, and probably spray that. So once I get that sprayed, let it dry, I'm gonna pull everything inside the car, and then I don't know, maybe I'm gonna notch the subframe, remove the drive shaft, drop the exhaust, pull the power steering, and try to get the engine mounted. So before I weld, I use some self-etching primer on bare metal. So I primed this real quick. I'm gonna let it dry, put the mount back on, trace it out with the permanent marker, and then grind the areas that I'm gonna weld. So that way, once I weld that on here underneath, that will be primer to prevent rust from growing or coming back from moisture or whatever it is. But self-etching primer. I went ahead and notched the subframe a little bit right there. Well, not a little bit, that's a lot. That's based off my wagon and same area as my wagon. So hopefully when I put the motor in, it'll be a first shot and not have to drop it again and bang it some more. But I'm just hoping that the transfer case will clear under where the power steering shit is at. But we'll see. Now I'm using flux core, okay, because I don't have a MIG welder, even though I have a TIG and a tank. But I'm using my flux core, and you can get away with it as long as you know what you're doing. Now on my car, it's flux core day one, and the mount's still holding on there really nice. No signs of cracks whatsoever. So what you got to do with the flux core, this hole is big enough. What you got to do with the flux core is you want to focus on welding the frame itself. Okay, get that heat up, penetrate that frame rail metal, get that weld, you know, fuse into the body part before you circle it out and start welding into the bracket itself. So that way you know for sure that it is welded to the chassis and then onto the mount. So what I did, you can see I filled it in after I already welded the center of it to the rail before the mount. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the same for the rest of these holes here, and I'm probably gonna do stitch welds, like maybe one top, bottom, left and right, about 1 inch. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the side here. I'm gonna do inch, space it out, inch, space it out. I don't want to weld it all the way through in case it needs to come back out, whatever the case may be. Then I can just cut inches at a time rather than every edge of this mount. So far it looks very promising. I'm gonna hit it with a flap disc and do a lightweight body fill on top of it to kind of smoothen it out, so that way when the results is done, it should look something like this. See how the holes are gone, and then that hole right there at the very bottom, it's half. You can't really see it. See how it's shaved down right there? I covered that in one of my other videos, so you can get a better look at it if you go back to my preparation for K-swap in my other video. But I'm gonna finish welding that up and then pull the harness and everything inside, and like I said, try to get the motor in. It's not the prettiest of the welds, but I watched it turn glowing red, and it's definitely fused and melted into each other. But I'm gonna clean it up, wire it, brush it, take off the bolts, shake it around. If it's good and secured, bolt it back up, prep it for some lightweight filler, and then paint. I think it's getting kind of cold. I think what I'm gonna do, instead of using body filler, I'm gonna put the wire feed on real slow and just use the heat to fuse all those gaps, right? And then grind them flat. So that way I don't really use filler. I'm not worried about this one because I can't get the grinder in there. But bolts are off. Really stabled. Even though I got 88 inserts for the mounts. But yeah, so I'm gonna weld that, grind it until it's not visible anymore. So I did some scuff or sanding, wiped it down, masked it up real quick. And you guys remember my gold RT, Laguna Gold? Well, I just found the fucking, it's like a quart in here of Laguna Gold from the leftover on painting my other wagon. Very fortunate to have this paint because now I can at least get it to somewhat look close to that. It may be a little bit darker, but I got some white toner I'm going to throw in there and try to see if I can get it to somewhat blend. But look at that gold. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Okay, this is where I'm going. I'm not going to be shooting it out of my paint gun because my compressor for some reason is not charging, keeps tripping the switch. I've had great results with this thing right here. You can get it from your local paint shop or Home Depot. I got it from Home Depot. It's one of these things right here. You can see it has cement gray on it. I've used it many times before. Got the cup right here. Now just realizing there is cement gray in it, so I got to clean that out, mix it up, shoot that. I got some automotive 2K clear in the can. I hit it with this, and yeah, this is 24 hours, so I'm gonna be spraying that a little bit, and then the rest of this is just gonna go to waste because I have nothing else to spray with, or nothing else to spray. So it's just like 20 bucks a can. Hardener on the bottom. So yeah. Shit. All right. Well, hopefully I got the mixture somewhat close. Like I said, it's not perfection, and as far as the build goes, the general idea is always drive K. If I wanted it to be really clean, I would have redone the whole bay, but hopefully I did a couple different mixing. Okay, you can see it. You see that? Sorry for the blurriness. That's a lot more promising. So this was the original spray. So it's lighter than this. It still looks dark, but let's see. Huh, can't tell. And I'm just bombing it because, so you can see how light that is. It's actually a lot lighter, but hopefully not too noticeable. I'm gonna try to blend it. I'm not gonna spray it all the way. My brother has no idea. Huh. You can see from right here how it's more. Yeah, I can't tell. I don't have a mask on either. Make sure you guys have a mask on. This one's kind of harder to get to. This is too big to get into crevices. Oh, that works. It looks really good. Damn, son. She looks so good. I think it's about it. Oh, this is just gonna go to waste. Fuck it. Looks so good. So, I'm pulling in the harness right now on the driver's side. You gotta rip off the firewall matting. You can see it right here, how I tore it up. Push the grommet from the engine bay inside. Where is it at? You can see it right here. And then you pretty much just take off the corner light bulb sockets, both corner light and bumper. It'd be a lot easier if there was two people because it gets snagged. So when it gets snagged, you have to kind of like unsnag it so you can continue pushing it inside, pulling it inside actually. All right, well, kind of don't want to use my other expensive clear, so I'm just going to use Rust-Oleum. I sprayed it here. There's no paint reaction. This is nearly dried except in the back side, just because there's no no air or wind circulation going this way. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a light first coat and then gradually build it up. Get it to look somewhat shiny. Oh, what is that? Oh, I'm trying to dab it in there. Oh wait, it's all dry. Never mind. I don't want it to be too shiny because it's gonna be shinier than the rest of the bay. Good enough for the first coat. Sorry for the blurriness. It's nighttime, so the camera's trying to focus. It's already shiny. Probably just do 2 layers. Probably cake it up a little bit over here because I know the paint's gonna come off as soon as you put the bolt in. But well, I was gonna start pulling the harness on the passenger side in, right? And the car's been sitting for a while, and it does have a window weld leak. I know it does because all this plastic bag in here. I don't know if those are mold or what, but and then I came across this shit. I know it's not yak. It looks like cat litter because I know he threw some cat litter on the street. Somebody spilled some oil in front of our house, so this may be cat litter that's just been sitting here and got caked with water and whatever. So I don't want to, this is going to take some time to clean, so I'm probably just going to end the video tonight, pull the harness in tomorrow if I don't go to IFO Bakersfield, and clean, spend more time to clean whatever the fuck this is, vacuum it, whatever. I know the carpet is wet as fuck too, so a little bump stop in the road, but I'm not going to fuck with that tonight. Fuck that. So with that being said, I cleaned the garage a little bit, kind of moved the engine around, clean all that shit, clean my welding table. Engine is ready to go, and I cleaned a little bit of my tool tables, organized my tools, whatever I didn't need, put them back in my box. But definitely got some stuff done today. It's kind of dark, but pull the headlight harness and shit on the driver's side in. Definitely got the mounted up, bolted down, welded shut. Prep for paint. It didn't paint it Laguna gold with some leftover paint I had lying around. Didn't get to pull this side harness in, but we'll hit that tomorrow. Other than that, that's gonna sum up tonight. I know it wasn't much, or it doesn't seem like much, but another big step forward. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more, stick around, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.